I'm recently getting over cancer.
You're changing the shape of drag. This is big.
I feel like I have sisters in y'all.
I hope you like surprises. I've got a big one.
What do you guys want to do on your first big night out? Like when everybody's allowed to be clubs full capacity, everyone's allowed to be out hanging out with their friends. What do you guys want to do?
I would love to crowd surf. I've never done it, and I think that would be really cool. And that requires a lot of people. I think I just want to live my fantasy on that. I'm going to be wearing the biggest hair in the biggest outfit with the most stones I've ever worn. I'm really excited to like share that moment with everyone when it's time.
You know, I would say that I think the first thing, well, first of all, I've content before. Thank you, Olivia. It's going to be fun for you. And they're going to lift you up. I will say that the first thing I'm going to do, I'm sure it'll be at a meet and greet, is hug every single supporter and fan that I have and that has supported me throughout the duration of the season and eons and eons. And really just embrace my community. I think the one thing that I'm missing in my life right now and that I miss is really, truly my community. Because, you know, you go from doing 6 shows a night to doing absolutely none. You miss that sense of aura of like happiness, and we're all here to have a good time. So for sure, embrace the hell out of my community.
Yeah, I live in a studio, so I have an exciting life. I go from my room to my bathroom, to my main room to my bathroom. I mean, it gets real exciting up in here. I just want, when we get out there though, and everything's to a point where we can be, I wanna crowd surf. That's what I want to do. I want all the hands on my body. I want it all.
I also agree with the other goobers. Like, I would love to just meet everybody. I want to be like in the crowds, but I think above all, I want to dance. Wow. I just want to go to a club. I want to just get boppy. I want to wiggle and jiggle. I want to jiggle with my friends. Wow. I want to dance.
I want to dance.
Yeah.
I want to dance. I want to hear the music that like we've been dancing to at home, but like in an actual space. And I want to dance. I want to hit it.
Yeah, I'm gonna twerk. I'm gonna twerk all night for probably 24 hours.
I have been like listening to Chromatica nonstop still to this day, like Gaga's album that just came out, and the fact that none of us have listened to that in a club setting yet. It's like only been from our homes. It's freaking me out, and so I just can't wait to be in the club again and just dance.
Just get obliterated.
I want to perform. I want to be on stage and be the doll. I miss being under stage lights and hearing applause so much.
I want to travel. I want to travel so bad. Like, I want to go to a new city and, you know, go out in a new city and meet new people and be able to interact with people again. Like, it's so hard, like, being a queen and being, you know, this big personality and being this person and just, you know, enjoying the comfort of your loneliness at home. Like, I want to travel and go somewhere and be, you know, on a plane and not be scary.
Who's a queen, like, whose career from the show you really admire? Like someone you'd like to emulate?
When I look at what I want my career to be after the show, I look at queens like Bianca Del Rio, Shangela, Alyssa Edwards. You know, these are people who have gone on and done so many things outside of Drag Race and have really built their career, have bought homes, you know, homeowners, a drag queen, a homeowner just off of drag. I could not believe it, you know.
I really like what Milk has done. Like, Milk does a lot not in drag, and I think that's so cool.
I definitely admire folks like Trixie and Thorgy who integrated their music. I'm a piano playing queen. So I really appreciate that they can kind of like, they put the two together, the worlds exist, and they like ran with it. I also really admire Sasha Velour and all her touring shows.
I think Bianca is the one that taught me. We used to work together in New York and work together on Fire Island, and she taught me how to treat this like a business. Do it as well because you love it, but also realize that it is your business. And I think for Bianca to be so, you know, not afraid to say anything, but is also the person that after at the bar, she'll be like, can I buy you a drink? Like, it's just a kind soul. I mean, I literally had a 2-hour conversation with her 2 days ago, just about stuff. Was one of the first people to call me when I got on the show. And I just think the heart and to have that longevity of a career, to have been doing drag for that many years before even getting on the show, I mean, definitely, I admire that so much. Such a hard worker.
I really look up to Jujubi a lot. I find a lot of similarities with her, not just because we're Asian, but like, you know, her performance style, her aesthetic, and I love that on her seasons. Like, she was always kind of like the sweet girl too, and like, you know, she kind of shows me that you don't have to be a bitch to make it to the top, or you don't have to be like this like sassy like character to, you know, win over the audience.
Sasha Velour, ding dong! I just think she's incredible, and I really look up to her and her trajectory, and I think she is a storyteller. She is telling her story through theater, through just immaculate costume design, and just like brilliant like stories and imagination. And I just, I want to do that too. I want to be able to tell those stories with the costumes. I want to be able to wear that storytelling and show it to the world. And oh gosh, I want to meet her so bad. She liked one of my posts one time and I peed my pants. like healthy obsession. I love her so much.
Oh, like Shangela for sure. Like, or the level of Trixie and Katya for sure. Those two, I think those two have truly pioneered what it means to have a career after Drag Race and go to a level and sustain it.
I think about the people that are from the show that fans come up to them and talk to them about the things they did outside of Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is like, you know, we're on the diving board right now, and then the rest of the world is the pool. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you want to get in the pool and find your own little, like, you know, niche after Drag Race.
My biggest inspiration from the show is Shea Coulee. She is just an absolute Chicago icon. And I feel like she's just really paved her own way in her own lane of what she wanted to do after Drag Race. She creates amazing content and music, and that's exactly what I want to do.
I would say Shangela.
Angie.
Shangela is still around.
Shangela's not only around, like, she is working.
Yeah,
exactly.
She's everywhere.
She is like the go-to drag queen in Hollywood for anything, and I love
exactly.
She is just so versatile and is like ready to pounce upon whatever opportunity comes with her. I love that.
Do you guys have a favorite lip sync from the show? One that you're just like, I've watched it 100 times from the season, from not your season, from other seasons.
The greatest love of all, season 1 with Chanel, when her headpiece fell off, and it was campy because she made her headpiece fall off on purpose to like show the judges that she has vulnerability to keep going. And I think that is so fun.
I will always say Tatiana and Alyssa Edwards, Shut Up and Drive.
Yeah.
That moment where they did the syncopated in, out, lives rent-free in my mind forever and always.
Shut up and drive.
I always say this, Latrice Royale performing Natural Woman with the pregnant challenge thing. I kind of.
For me, I love Alyssa Edwards. Like, she's my number one from the show, period. But like any of the lip syncs she's been in, but particularly the one between her and Coco is just
yes. Sasha Velour's finale performance, where she pulled her wig off and the rose petals, like,
oh yes.
It became so iconic. Like,
she created the lip sync gag.
She invented rose petals. Like, she just invented them. Like, she really did invent the wig reveal and the stunts of it. Like, incredible.
What's your all-time favorite drag name? Like, one that you've heard that you're like, that's really funny, or like just one that you wish you'd had that you'd thought of first?
I went on live stream the other day, and there was this one little fan that started drag, and she said her name. And I've heard a lot of drag names with a lot of puns. I've been in this game for a very long time. I have never heard the name Roller Tape. Roller Tape is my favorite drag name I've ever heard. Like, Roller Tape, where the hell did you even come up with that? I'm obsessed.
Anytime that, like, I'm making like drag moves and they're about like business. Like when we get into like drag business mode, like is she a business queen? We always would joke and be like, oh, Joey's in her LLC mode, like ELLELC.
I love the idea of, I thought about it a few years ago, and I think some queens have the name now, but Ivy League. I love the idea of having either an aesthetic that's super like bookwormy or then super like sorority girl, like party girl.
My favorite is Delicatessen. She's the meatiest queen.
Now you gotta picture it. I mean, very church lady, very like, religious. And she's my auntie, but of course, because everybody's looking for him, auntie bodies. That's what I'm doing, Miss Auntie Bodies.
Auntie bodies, oh my God.
That's great.
When I put my boyfriend in drag, so my boyfriend, he's kind of like a stingy person. And so I thought this would be a great drag name for him, Penny Pincher. That's my favorite drag name because I came up with it.
Keep it out.
My favorite one, I'll tell you as we're leaving, is it's from Race Chaser, which is like Alaska and Willem's podcast. And they said at one time it was Ashley Furniture. That's like,
God. Oh my God, that is so good.
And I don't know if anyone's using it. I don't know if they just said it, but it's been my favorite ever since.
And it's her sister, Jennifer Convertibles. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Somebody was like, somebody I knew too said like, who was it? Darren Chris. I was doing like this event and like Darren Chris was just like, and he like turned around, he looked at us, a bunch of drag queens, and he was like, I figured out my drag name and it's really fierce. And I was like, what is it? And he goes, Sky Priority. And I was like, word. He was like, I was at the airport. I was like, my name is Sky Priority.
A queen from back home. Her name is Eartha Quake.
A queen actually in New York. Her name is She Need a Gig, but it's the way that she spelled it.
Not She Need a Gig.
She Need a Gig. That's her name. I love it. I think that's so sickening to me.
There's a girl in Australia named Karen from Finance.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so mundane and so pedestrian.
My very good friend and sister in New York City has my favorite drag name. It is Izzy Uncut.
She was really, really old, but at the time I thought it was amazing. She's part of the American system. Her name is Patty Cake. I thought that was so that was just so different. You took Patty Cake and made it your name, and you're known as Miss Patty Cake.
Take a look around, honey. You got some competition. Where?
RuPaul's Drag Race. New season rings in New Year's Day. Only on VH1.